If a smoothie is part of your morning routine or a typical post-workout snack, you'll want a blender that makes quick work of ingredients like chunks of frozen fruit and leafy greens like kale. A good smoothie blender can handle large and small amounts of fibrous ingredients and help with a wider variety of kitchen chores. Many full-size blenders come with personal-sized jars to blend single-serve smoothies. The best blenders make it easy to whip up a silky, delicious drink and are simple to clean afterward. Depending on your preferences, you may also want something with preset modes for simple one-press smoothie blending or even a battery-powered model so you can make a fresh drink during your lunch break. We've tested over 90 blenders, and below are our recommendations for the best smoothie makers. This list focuses on the best full-size blenders for smoothies, but most personal and bullet blenders are intended for smoothie making, so you can also find some great options on our lists of the best personal blenders and best bullet blenders. For more, check out the best blenders. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Vitamix 5200. The Vitamix 5200 is the best blender for smoothies we've tested. This sturdy, premium blender might be overkill if you want a blender for simple smoothies, but it's worth considering if you want the smoothest blends. Whether you're making multiple batches or working with a smaller volume of ingredients for a single serve, it does a fantastic job of blending fibrous fruits and veggies in its 64-ounce jar. If you want a smaller jar for single-serve smoothies, you can purchase a personal-sized blending jar separately from Vitamix, although that is an added expense. It's very well built and has a long 7-year warranty, depending on where you buy it. The controls are simple, consisting of a speed dial and a switch for pulsing. That's all you need for any recipe, but it means you stop the blender manually when it's done, so you may find it less convenient than a blender with automatic blending programs. If you want blending programs, some other full-size models from Vitamix are strong choices, like the Vitamix A3500. As part of Vitamix's Ascent series, it's a more expensive option, but it's packed with extra features, including 5 blending programs and a companion app that you can use to access more. The pricier A3500 is much quieter, and its jar is also dishwasher safe, unlike the 5200s. Number 2. KitchenAid K400. The KitchenAid K400 is a cheaper option that does a similarly good job with smoothie ingredients like fruit, leafy greens, and ice cubes. It's not as well built as the Vitamix 5200 and has a much shorter, 1-year warranty, again, depending on where you buy it. Still, it blends fibrous ingredients like fruit and leafy greens into a smooth puree, whether you're blending small volumes for single serves or using the jar's full 56-ounce capacity for multiple servings. Like the Vitamix, it only comes with its main jar, but KitchenAid sells personal jars for single-serve smoothies separately. Its controls also include a few blending programs, so the blender can stop automatically when it's done. It's more challenging to clean by hand than the Vitamix since it can be difficult to reach under the blades. However, that's most noticeable with sticky ingredients, and it's less of an issue if you're mostly making liquidy recipes like smoothies. Similarly, it doesn't include a tamper and isn't easy to use for thicker mixtures like hummus or nut butter. Again, that's fine if you only use your blender for smoothies, but if you care about overall versatility, it's worth keeping in mind. Number 3. Breville the Fresh and Furious. If you're looking for a cheaper blender for smoothies, with an arguably more entertaining name, you might prefer the Breville the Fresh and Furious. It's less versatile than the KitchenAid K400 and Vitamix 5200 since it's not meant for blending hot ingredients, but it can make an equally well-blended smoothie, even with stubborn elements like leafy greens. It has no difficulty crushing ice cubes, and its controls include smoothie and green smoothie blending programs, so you can have the blender stop automatically when it's done. It's also quieter than the KitchenAid and easier to clean by hand since its design makes it easier to reach the bottom of the jar and clean around the blades. While it's well built overall, it doesn't feel as sturdy as previous picks. It has a slightly smaller capacity than the K400 and takes more blending time to produce similar results. Also, Breville doesn't sell personal jars for single-serve smoothies. This blender is well suited for blending small batches in its main jar, but if you want personal jars, you might prefer the Ninja Foodi Power Pitcher system. It comes with a 72-ounce main pitcher, a 24 ounces personal jar, and a 14 ounces smoothie bowl maker that's helpful for thicker recipes. It has a lower maximum blending speed and doesn't match the Breville blender's performance in processing fibrous ingredients, so smoothies with kale will have more grains left over. Number 4. Oster Pro 1200. The Oster Pro 1200 is the best blender for smoothies in the budget range that we've tested. As you might expect from a cheaper machine, it's not as well built as the other blenders recommended here. Its 48-ounce main jar is also one of the smallest, which might be an issue if you usually blend multiple servings. That said, it comes with a 24-ounce jar and to-go lid, so you don't need to spend extra if you want a personal blending jar that doubles as a travel cup. When it comes to making smoothies, it doesn't quite match the nearly perfectly smooth texture you get with all of the previous picks, but it'll still do a fantastic job with most recipes. It easily crushes ice, but the manufacturer says not to add more than 6 ice cubes at once, while most full-size blenders can handle twice that. You can remove the blade assembly from the main jar, making it easy to clean by hand. However, it only comes with one blade assembly instead of one for each jar, so you need to disassemble and reassemble it when you switch jars. Some parts of the blender feel flimsy and not very sturdy, but you can get it with a 3-year US warranty, depending on where you buy it, which is long for a blender. Number 5. Hamilton Beach Professional Quiet Blender. You can't avoid the fact that blenders make noise, but you can avoid the loudest models if your roommates or family are usually asleep when you're blending. The best quiet blender for smoothies that we've tested is the Hamilton Beach Professional Quiet Blender. It uses a plastic dome to muffle noise, making it much quieter than most blenders we've tested. It's also well built, easy to clean by hand, and has an automatic program for smoothies. Like all the blenders on this list, it's superb for making silky smooth drinks with ingredients like leafy greens and ice. However, it has a smaller capacity than the similarly priced Breville the Fresh and Furious since its jar only holds 32 ounces. You can use the noise dome as a serving pitcher but not for blending. If you're concerned with versatility, you might prefer the much pricier Wolf Gourmet Pro Performance blender. It doesn't have a noise dome and isn't as quiet as the Hamilton Beach, but it still doesn't make a lot of noise for a full-size blender. It's better suited for big batches since it has a 64-ounce jar. This premium option is sturdier and works better for multi-purpose use since it can smoothly blend thick recipes like nut butter. Number 6. Ninja Foodi Power Nutri Duo. Personal blenders are designed for blending up individual-sized smoothies. If you don't need a large capacity jar and mainly use your blender for smoothies, the Ninja Foodi Power Nutri Duo is a fantastic option. Its short, compact motor base makes it easy to bring in and out of a cupboard or store on your counter. The pair of 24-ounce personal jars can create a velvety blend with smoothie ingredients like leafy greens and berries. Like the Vitamix 5200, it can produce a nearly perfectly smooth mixture quickly. You can take your smoothie in the same jar since each has a matching spout lid. While its smaller capacity limits you, it's versatile. The 14-ounce smoothie bowl maker jar has rotating arms that help a lot with thick mixtures, which is nice if you like making spoonable smoothie bowls with frozen fruits. It also easily crushes ice, meaning you can add a few ice cubes to your smoothie with no worries. However, it's very loud. If you're looking for a quiet personal blender for smoothies, the Beast Health Blender makes much less noise and offers a similar performance. However, it's more expensive, and not all its components are dishwasher safe.